Welcome to the Bootleg Zones. So first things first, I absolutely love this box and how NECA emulated almost exactly the original VHS tape. They even did the NECA logo in the style of the old FHE one. And of course, instead of it saying the movie, it says the figures. When I was first comparing these figures box next to the VHS tape, I was like, hey, wait a second, some of them are making different faces and stuff before, it dawned on me, oh, I see what they did. They posed the figures like they are on the VHS tape cover. It was kind of a durr moment, but I really love that they did that, and it goes to show how nice these figures look. They also have like some fake wear and dirt on here, which has fooled me a couple times into thinking like, oh, I need to rub that dirt off. And, oh, right, it's just the design. I love the little touches here too, like going so far as to bevel out the turtles a bit like they did on the original VHS. And they didn't just stop at the front, they copied how this tape looks on all sides of it as well. And they have recreated almost all the poses on the VHS box from the movie Turtles with the figures. It's just a really neat touch that they went through the effort to recreate all these poses with the figures. I'm a little disappointed they didn't stick Judith Hoag with the Raph figure on the back, but that probably would have been some rights issues and stuff. And they just omitted this picture of Casey and Danny because there would be no figures to show there. The only picture they didn't recreate with the figures and just used the original for is the one with the 4 turtles coming up from the manhole. And they've even recreated all the spots with quotes about the movie and the credits with quotes about the figures and the people who made them. Which, for action figures, you don't really think of all the people that are behind these things, and it is kind of sad how rare it is for them to actually get credits like this. After the quotes from Pixel Dan, the Foosh, and Zack Ryder, the blurb here is just the same one that's on the VHS tape back. With the VHS cover sleeve off the box, the figures themselves are also set up in a really nice display. So these are the 1/12 scale version of the original movie Turtles figures by NECA. They had at first made 1/4 scale figures, which were really cool and all, but these ones are a bit more practical space-wise. And I'm really glad they made these smaller ones because I really wanted the 1/4 scale figures because they looked so nice, but there's just nowhere I could have put them. Well, maybe I could have stored them in the sewers. While I really do like this display and stuff, the Turtles figures themselves are a little bit of a pain to get out of the plastic since, this part wraps around their legs and feet. It makes them nice and secure in the box, I suppose, but makes them rather annoying to actually get out. Here's the figures out of the box just on their own, and their sculpts and detailing just looks absolutely amazing. One of the things I just really appreciate about these NECA movie Turtles is how accurate the head sculpts look. All the Turtles in the 1990 movie had, distinct looking head sculpts, so when you get that right, it really makes them look like they're the Turtles from those movies. At least the first two, because the third movie certainly didn't get that right. But that was also one of the reasons why I wasn't interested in those more recent Playmates 1990 movie figures. They just didn't really look like the Turtles from the movie. I mean, I wouldn't have expected those ones to be as detailed as these NECA ones are, but they could have looked a little more accurate. Hell, I thought the original movie star figures from Playmates looked better than these more recent classic-style movie Turtles. Even if the dumb awkward spot detailing like on Donnie and Leo doesn't really look that good, it's still more detailing than they did on those newer ones. Though the NECA figures look a fair amount better than the old movie star ones. There's a real shocker for you. These figures are a little bit stiff to pose, but they are extremely poseable. You just need to fidget with them a bit as they have a lot of points of articulation. And all the accessories they come with are painted and nicely detailed, and I like that Michelangelo's nunchucks are on a string. The fact there's so much detail in all the accessories as well just really adds to the whole aesthetic when these guys are holding their weapons and stuff. These really are just the movie Turtles figures you wish we had had many years ago. So in addition to pieces of pizza and their weapons, the Turtles also come with extra hands for different poses. So you can just pop them off at the wrist and then pop in the other hand, and then Michelangelo can give a nice thumbs up as he eats his pizza. I kinda wish, since they gave us the extra hands, that one of Raph's had the two fingers open so that he could hold one of his sai in between them like that, but oh well. It can do this. That's something, I guess. Damn! Another awesome accessory these guys came with is this Not Domino's Pizza tile game pizza box, which is actually cardboard and stuff, and if you open it up, kind of looks like there was greasy pizza in there, and they give you 4 more pizza slices. They have some nice detailing all around this box too, including that it's to be delivered to a Mr. M. Angelo. And I appreciate this message on the bottom: if you did not order penicillin on your pizza, please discard right away. Another thing you can switch out on these turtles is the back of their headbands, which gives them a bit more of a swaying in the air look. Oh, and I do like that if you stick all the pieces of pizza together in the box, you come up with one full pizza. The last accessory these 4 turtles come with is the TCRI mutagen canister from the second movie. Well, I guess technically it's in the first movie, but you don't see the TCRI part. We'll just dump some of that on our pizza and come up with the next mutation turtles. These figures just look absolutely great. It makes me so happy to have a set of the movie turtles that look this nice and are really posable. I wish I had a nice movie-style Shredder figure to put these guys up against, so instead let's do the third movie we wish we had got back in the day and put them up against Cerebral Krang. And instead of Tokka and Rahzar, we can give them classics Bebop and Rocksteady as henchmen. This is actually kind of a nice pairing here, since all 3 of these figures are redesigned slightly in a way which would have worked nicely if there had been a good third movie.
Stupid Oroku Saki failed to kill these miserable turtles even with his mutagen enhancement. Now, turtles, you will face your doom at the hands of Bebop and Rocksteady, and I assure you, these are no babies.
You got that right, boss. We're gonna pulverize them turtles. But do you have any computer chips for us to eat?
Shut up. Just kill them.
Be on your guard, turtles. These are some of the strangest opponents we faced yet.
Shut up, Leo. Didn't you listen to the song at the end of the movie? I'm the leader.
What? Dudes, enough. Let's just ninja kick the damn rhino and warthog. Ha!
Yo, weird alien brain guy from another dimension. You like penicillin on your pizza?
Well, I should probably say no, but I'll try it.
There you go. Enjoy.
I've made a huge mistake.
These Diamond Select Real Ghostbusters packages are quite huge, and it looks particularly funny in Slimer's case. Every figure does come with parts though to build the Ghostbusters firehouse door. But it does look rather funny, this rather small Slimer figure being on such a large card. So for now it's just these 3 figures available, but they will be coming out with Ray, Peter, and Stay Puft soon. So I thought I'd do a little side-by-side here with the original Kenner figure and the Matty Collector Mattel Retro Action Real Ghostbusters. I do like how it's always been kind of consistent with this purple theme for Real Ghostbusters figures. And if you want a really odd comparison, here's Diamond Select Egon next to Miniland Egon, which yes, is something I'll talk more about eventually. The Diamond Select packages all have extreme close-ups of the figures on the side of them, which looks pretty neat. But it is a little disappointing that the presentation on the back of the cards is all just kind of the same, with, you know, be also available and which figure you're getting just being swapped around. It would have been nice if they had had artwork of some sort on there, though not like the artwork they used on the back of the retro action figures, which has round glasses Janine. Don't need that. It is kind of nice though that they have bios for the figures in this line. Brought on board to help the team's 3 founding members deal with a suspicious spike in paranormal activity, Winston reliably provided the extra manpower that was needed. But the team was vindicated when they repelled an incursion into this dimension by the Sumerian god Gozer. Well, that's all just stuff from the movie, which I mean, sorta happened in the real Ghostbusters universe, but maybe not exactly that way. And I really don't know if Ghostbusters 2 happened in the real Ghostbusters universe, but there is the comic The Real Ghostbusters starring in Ghostbusters 2, the movie. Slimer, one of the resident ghosts at the Vulnerable Sedgwick Hotel in New York City. This focused non-terminal repeating phantasm, or Class 5 full roaming vapor, haunted the 12th floor for years. He was eventually trapped, becoming the Ghostbusters' first capture, but he was later released from the containment grid and became the Ghostbusters' unofficial mascot. So these bios seem pretty movie heavily focused, but a lot of that could apply to the backstory of the cartoon. In his spare time, Egon collects spores, molds, and fungus. Well, no matter what universe it is, Egon's always into that. Unless there's like an evil goateed Egon where he hates collecting. In behind the figure taped to the card, there's a little flyer here for some of the other Ghostbusters Diamond Select toys. You know, if you want to get some of those weird Ghostbusters figures of the non-animated variety. Or you can go even sillier looking with the, Vinnie mates, you know, those kind of Lego-ish looking figurines. Then there's also instructions for putting together, I guess, the Ghostbusters 2 firehouse door. So one thing I'll say about, you know, taking these guys out of the package so far is these twist ties are kind of annoying. I guess it's good they're really secure in there, but this is a lot just to get these guys out. And the way they have Slimer's other heads in here is on these like weird strap things that you just have to break, I guess. Fun packaging. Come off, you stupid thing. And you know, I'm excited about these figures, but I'm really not excited about how long it takes to get these figures off the bubbles. So while trying to untie this one, the wire just snapped. But you know what? I'll take it. So as taking Winston off his bubble here, it's like, yeah, he's free. Oh no, it's still not done. No, this is becoming my stupid packaging nitpicks, but I really hate this stupid plastic around the thrower here. It's such a pain to get it off the bubble. So here's Egon, Winston, and Slimer out of the package and looking pretty darn awesome. I find it kind of interesting that with the actual Ghostbusters, they gave them this kind of more realistic look. Then with Slimer here, this is probably just one of the most cartoon accurate looking Slimer figures there's ever been. But hey, that's fine. It's not like they look like they don't go together or anything. It's just an observation. Now these figures look absolutely great, but it is also kind of strange to see the real Ghostbusters look this realistic. And I think this is the most Harold Ramis-y a real Ghostbusters Egon figure has ever looked. And one thing I'll say about Slimer's stand here is that this can be a little bit of a pain to get him balanced on this right. One thing I find kind of strange here is they gave Slimer the butt, which he never had in the cartoon. Now, Slimer's look from behind did change in the cartoon. It started off as just kind of a bump back there, but you know, without a butt outline like that. And then it turned into a tail later on. So I'm guessing all of Slimer's body here is just kind of based on another movie Slimer figure, and you know, they just popped the real Ghostbusters Slimer head on this body. So here's our evolution of Slimer figures, the original Kenner green ghost Slimer, and then the retro action Slimer, which was more of an accessory, and then the Diamond Select Slimer. I always thought with how small the retroaction Slimer was that he would make more sense hanging out with the original Kenner Ghostbusters. So besides his stand, Slimer comes with 2 different heads to swap out. You've got Angry Slimer, or just really pleased with himself Slimer. Looking at that face makes me think he just left a stinker somewhere. And if you're sick of Slimer, you can just have Headless Slimer. And now I'll have Slimer possess Slimer! It's Q5's wet dream! The show is all Slimer, and it's nothing! Now, while these figures are extremely visually appealing, they did just kinda give these guys all the exact same body, just painted differently. It's not that big of a complaint in this case, since Egon and Winston are roughly the same build, and these figures are extremely articulated. And this is without a doubt the best the real Ghostbusters Proton Pack has ever looked. Just looking at all the details they got right about the real Ghostbusters version of the Proton Pack makes me pretty happy. The PKE meter is okay, though I wish the little antennas at the end weren't so flimsy looking. That's something I'll have to give it to the retro action figures on, though their PKE meter is kind of weird too, since it has that 3rd point in the middle, which was only on the toy version and not the show version of the PKE meter. Now the trap looks pretty good, though there is a bit to be desired about it, mostly how the handle got bent in the package, and same with the hose connected to the foot pedal. It'd probably take a while to maybe get this, bent back in the proper shape, and the hose is always just going to have those little bend points in it now, so I don't know about that. I feel like there could have been a better way to package this. I mean, unless that's how you want it displayed. Try to have it correctly. I can't catch Grumpy Shrugging Slimer at all with this. The Ghostbusters can all switch their hands out for gloved versions in different positions should you desire that. Winston and his one glove. The more cupped glove hands are probably a little better for holding the Neutrona wand. Now, a pretty cool accessory these guys all come with is a particle stream that you can stick onto the end of the Neutrona wand. And one thing I really like that they did here was they gave them all different colored proton streams. And Winston's being yellow and Egon's being pink is the exact same colors their original Kenner figures had. So here's a comparison with the 3 main Winston figures, with the original Kenner one, the retro action one, and of course the Diamond Select guy. It's kind of interesting how different the color of his jumpsuit got. And looking at the retro action figures next to the Diamond Select ones really just kind of highlights how different their proportions are. And here's the comparison of the 3 main Egon figures, and I always found it kind of interesting how light or dark his uniform would be portrayed sometimes. I think the kind of lighter pink collar is a bit more accurate on the retro action figure, and then the actual color of the jumpsuit on the Diamond Select one is the more accurate one. The retro action figures definitely give a much more cartoony appearance compared to these much more realistic looking Diamond Select guys. I'm really hoping we'll get some of the other characters in this line too, especially Janine and maybe some of the bigger ghosts in the series like Samhain or Samhain, whatever you want to call them, and the Sandman and the Boogeyman. Even though there's some issues with some of the accessories and stuff, I'd say this is the coolest real Ghostbusters line we've ever got, and I can't wait to get the rest of the figures.
Wow, Winston, I can't believe we made it to this line before Ray and Peter.
Oh, how sweet it is!
Indeed, I'm having a wonderful time right now.
Egon! Winston! Don't forget about Slimer!
Well, the fun had to end at some point.
Winston, that's mean!
So is you mooning everyone. I can't believe this, but it looks like I'm gonna have to invent an ectoplasmic diaper. Ghostbusters, your inane banter is so annoying.
Oh,
Damn, Egon, is Halloween gonna be forever? Again?
I sure hope not, Winston. I got a little too excited the last time that happened.
Looks like Slimer's gonna have to take out the trash.
Oh, I forgot that you had that dumb little ghost with you. All too easy.
Wow, Egon, he even knocked over Slimer's stand! That's pretty impressive!
Yeah, I guess.
Man, without Ray and Peter here to back us up, we're gonna really need a good plan to take this guy out!
I think I know just the thing, Winston. Blast 'em!
Are you kidding me? That's all it's going to take. This is the worst writing ever.
Hey, could have been worse, Samhain. Could have been like in Halloween 2.5 when the Junior Ghostbusters took you down.
Ah, fair enough.
Peter, Ray, and Stay Puft, best friends forever. I don't know if you guys realized from last time, but these packages are kind of huge. Makes them a little hard to shoot. But anyway, finally got my new style Peter Venkman. Pretty happy about that. And, Stay Puft looks like Stay Puft, though. No complaints, I guess. So once again, we got those giant close-ups on the side of the package here. And once again, the bios are just talking about the Ghostbusters movie and aren't real Ghostbusters specific, which is what it is, I guess. Especially where Peter's bio mentions Dana Barrett, who of course never showed up once in the real Ghostbusters cartoon. But we did get to see the real Ghostbusters version of Dana in the real Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 comic. But I found a reason to mention this comic in both of the Diamond Select videos. The closest we get to anything real Ghostbusters specific on these bios is at the end of Stay Puft's. It says, also he can be used as a parade balloon. Though that could also just be referencing the not divisive in the slightest Answer the Call movie or just actual Stay Puft parade balloons. So yeah, I'm just cutting the wires this time, because that's easier. So while cutting the wires does speed getting these guys off their bubbles a bit, it is still an extremely cumbersome process. Alright, so again, after a bit here, we finally got Ray, Peter, and Stay Puft out of their packages. And my favorite of this trio is Peter, as he is an absolutely awesome depiction of real Ghostbusters Venkman. The face they gave him oozes that dry wit that Lorenzo Music's portrayal of the character gave him. And then we have Ray, who I think unfortunately is the real Ghostbusters character who fared the worst in the Diamond Select series. And then we have Stay Puft, who is absolutely Stay Puft. It's just, you know, Stay Puft didn't get any kind of redesign in real Ghostbusters, so he's the ghost that I'm least excited to see included in a real Ghostbusters set. Though this is still a pretty good Stay Puft figure and all, and he's probably as articulated as you're gonna get in most Stay Puft figures, and I really like that his legs are on ball joints, so that makes him fairly posable, you know, for a Stay Puft. It's just, you know, there's no shortage of Stay Puft figures already out there since there's a ton for the original movie. So here's the Diamond Select Stay Puft next to the original Kenner Real Ghostbusters Stay Puft and the Playmobil Stay Puft. This is definitely the nicest looking Stay Puft out of these three, and he's the tallest. But of course, he is still incredibly undersized compared to the Ghostbusters figures in the same set with him. So a lot of the issues I had with the first figures from this set are prevalent here too, like just look at how benty Peter's Neutrona wand is. And yeah, I know there's techniques to get these bent back into proper shape, but it's annoying you gotta do that, and there's really no reason you should have to when the bubble's as huge as they are on these packages. Also, this is the PKE meter that my Peter Venkman came with. Seriously, what? My only issue before was the antennas being kinda dinky, but that is ridiculously lopsided. Also, I'm not really impressed with how messy one of Peter's elbow joints looks. And I don't know why Ray has this kind of like, please look on his face. I think a more genuinely enthusiastic look for his face would be more appropriate. This is also where them using the same basic Ghostbusters body mold for all these characters bothers me the most. Since Thinner Ray was only in the bad episodes of Real Ghostbusters, I really wish they had given him a bit of a gut. I had the same issue with the Matty Collector Retro Action Ray, which is why I put a piece of fabric inside his uniform. So here's Diamond Select Ray next to the original Kenner Real Ghostbusters Ray and the Retro Action one. And compared to these other two Rays, you really notice how red the Diamond Select version's hair is. The browner hair is a bit more accurate to how he looked in the cartoon most of the time. His hair only really got bright like this in some of the later Korean colored ones. By the way, side note here, I never understood why the Retro Action Proton packs were missing the third light at the bottom there. I just gotta complain about everything, I guess, right now. And here's the Peter Venkman lineup with the original Kenner figure, the Diamond Select one, and the Retro Action one. Got no real reservations as far as this one's concerned. This is the best Real Ghostbusters Peter Venkman figure we've got. So here's the 4 Diamond Select Real Ghostbusters figures together. I may have some issues with them, but they do look absolutely great. They're not perfect, no, but I'm pretty damn happy we got any new Real Ghostbusters figures at all. So just like with Winston and Egon, Peter and Ray's Proton Stream colors matches the color given to their original Kenner figures. So here's the 4 guys busting away! And I don't really know why they changed this, but the blue on the Proton Streams of Egon and Winston is much darker than the blue plastic they use for Ray and Peter.
I know, that was really important.
Anyway, here's the 4 Ghostbusters all teaming up against poor Mini Marshmallow's Stay Puft. So let's give them a little backup, but please, Diamond Select, give us some more Real Ghostbusters specific ghosts.
And also Janine.
What the what? What kind of ghosts are these, Egon?
Shut up, Ray. These are obviously not ghosts. They're mutants.
Hey, no need to be rude, Egon.
Shut up, Peter. You're right, though. I apologize, Ray.
Why'd you tell me to shut up then?
Guys, would you just shut the hell up? We need to know what these turtles want.
Whoa, Ghostbusters dudes, we don't really want anything. We just wanted to do another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Ghostbusters crossover.
A crossover? How sweet that is! I don't know, Winston. I think this ruins the integrity of Ghostbusters.
Shut up, Ray.
Yeah, that one was deserved, Ray.
Aw, man.
I hate these damn crossovers almost as much as I hate that damn Slimer.
Raphael, that's mean!
Shut up, Slimer.
Jeez, Egon, why are you in such a bad mood today?
I don't know.
Yo, brainy angry dude, you like penicillin on your pizza?
What? How did you know I collect spores, molds, and fungus? I love you, Donatello.
What?
Yo, dudes, we're just kind of dinking around here. Shouldn't we, team up to fight something?
Well, we could fight that demon cow.
Or we could fight the evil supernatural toilet fearsome flush.
Those are terrible ideas. Why don't we fight the giant marshmallow man?
Well, because he's kind of on our side now. Besides, he's lost a lot of weight.
Damn! I love marshmallow.
Watching, and we'll see you in the morning in the GA.